Hi everyone, welcome back. Yep, you join me on yet another stormy day. So let's head into the cottage and talk about what I'm going to be doing today. So this is where we got up to in the last video. We got the panelling on there, it's not fixed. I've got to scribe in a cut there. Now if I had enough material, which unfortunately I don't, I would have used a profile like this from the doors. Go across like that. I may have to improvise if I go with the timber route. So the next thing we're going to do is scribe this door into this one. So I've just scored where I need to cut. There's also a wedged section that's been applied to the door that end. That's got to come off. We'll push the whole lot to the left and then we'll put our fillet down that end so it's less conspicuous. Okay, let's give that a go. Sometimes you get lucky first time, sometimes you don't. How's that? A bit tighter. Yeah, I think I got away with that one. Brilliant. So next we've got to lift it back off and get that section sorted. So we've got that wedge there applied to the top. We'll take that off and we'll push everything that way. We'll pack that end out. Whoops. Didn't want that to happen, but no harm done. Again. That's relatively simple. Was it going to fall again? What's going on here? On that bit of timber, I thought it was a bit uneven. I was going to say, who's laid the floor in here? A little bit of timber on the floor. Okay. That was easier than I thought. Again, all little handmade nails. So now it just leaves that corner for me to put something in. It's less conspicuous. That was always the design. How is the lighting? It's always a struggle when you're filming towards a window and a door opening. You can put lights about, but then you get the shadow. I just hope I've got that okay for you to see. Normally do, I put it in place, I sit back and have a look and see if I can do anything better or different. But I think that looks pretty good. Now considering they are doors, once it's all fitted in with the plinth and the nosing on the top, it'll look like panelling. Obviously they are doors, you know, there's no getting away from that, but they won't look like it once I've finished, hopefully. So what I like to do before I start cutting these pieces in is cut everything I need, see what I've got left over, and then use the leftovers for the infills like that. The nosing on this section here, this will bring the shelf out, it'll come over the top of the panelling, it'll finish it off neatly, and then I'm going to put a routed edge on the finished surface of that. a tongue here, that's got to come off. So it runs flush with that. I've got some timber there. That I think is mahogany, it's not oak. Yeah, it's quite thick. So let's get a measurement. What I might have to do is fix this on and push the panelling down a bit. £30mm. Oh, the lighting is terrible at the moment. Yeah, it's thicker than the material I've used, so these can come down. That's why I haven't fixed them yet. We'll run the nosing through and then we'll push these up underneath, and then that way you don't see the thickness difference between the shelf and the nosing. There's always ways around these things, you just have to think it through. Now I'm going to need some sharp chisels, and luckily my son Tom had bought me a set. Let's show you just how we keep them nice and sharp. We've got our oil stone there, a bit of oil on that. And the stones sometimes are double-sided like this one. There's a coarse side and a fine side. We'll use the fine side. Should really clamp that, it might be okay. Remember, a blunt chisel is a lot more dangerous than a sharp chisel. May sound crazy, but you don't need as much force with a sharp chisel. A blunt one, you end up pushing, forcing, slips. That's when the problems start. And so you don't get uneven wear on your stone, it's normally good practice to do what we call a figure of 8. That way you're using the whole surface of the stone. Yeah. And then depending on what you're going to use your chisels for, if they're for rough work, then you really can get away with one bevel. What I normally do is put some oil on here, and as you tilt it up, the oil just comes out the front, and that's when you know your correct angle. And then again, you're just a figure of 8. Take a measurement. So then you have to work out what material you've got. That's 100mm. If I cut that down, dead in the middle, that's 1 cut. I've got 50mm each side. Okay, this is a bit tricky with a circular saw, so let's move outside, it stopped raining, and get the table saw out. Always do your setting with it unplugged. Looks like it's still raining. Now that's the thickness of the one we've just inserted. So what we've got to do is drop the panelling down and then flush this off with the top of that. So I've dropped that down onto that timber there, and it's still too high. So we'll just scribe around there to drop that panel down a bit. Next job, just going to countersink tack some screws in. So we're going to fix through here. First we're going to put a profile on the edge of that, and then we'll join this second piece to it. We'll cut a 45 to make the joint nice and tight instead of a straight cut. Put some temporary screws underneath just to hold it in place while I get the mitre cut secured. So I've kind of created a little shoulder on the chamfer to mirror the doors. Just this section here really. So I'm just going to dry fit it. Basically it means I'm tacking it before I glue it. Make sure everything's just how it needs to be. So just put a clamp on there so as we push the wood up it can only be flat and level and flush. Okay, let's see whether my method works and it pulls up this gap here. There's only one way to find out. Yep, that's pretty good. And already you can see that it's starting to blend in nicely. There's a little bit more to come down, but I'll get that with my sander. And there's a sand as well. As does all of it. And with this section here, I'm going to wind it out slightly. And what I'll do is put some filler in there and just still create that joint to mirror there. So we just opened it up slightly. And we'll simply pull it back up. That's great. Well, we're certainly coming along now with a nice tight joint down in the corner there. The nosing's on. That's joined nicely there now. Pulled together. Still not fixed, but it's nice and close and tight, which is great. Down here, and then we've just got the end section to sort out. And that's joined up nicely. It's a quick and easy method for getting a good joint nice and tight together. We can put some glue on there when it comes to finally fixing it in. So already with that nosing section applied to the top of the panels, it starts looking a bit more built in. Once we get the plinth on, all of a sudden those panels will just seem like panels and not doors. Also got some offcuts now that I can insert down there. That is it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. See you in the next one. Bye for now.